reading plan, and I have Revelation 8 this morning, and I'm going to make it very short and sweet because Revelation can definitely get a little bit tricky, and honestly, like what I tend to do when I read it is go through at least one chapter before, if not two chapters, when I'm reading it, just to kind of stay on pace and just kind of keep the visuals that John's presenting us. And 8 is really just, I believe, is a really great reality check of just the end times and what's going to happen, and just kind of the mindset behind the rapture and behind Jesus coming back and calling for us. And so I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to point at a few things and then just kind of lay out what I think stood out to me the most. And so it's talking about these angels. And in my Bible, I have a inductive study Bible, and so what I get to do is read it and then kind of make an interpretation of what the author is speaking, and put a header or put a chapter thing. And I've wrote angels' trumpets are for destruction or for everlasting life with Jesus. And you see these call of the angels after the Lamb has opened the seventh scroll, and it kind of talks about it in verse 3, and then it moves on down to verse 7, where it says, the first angel blew his trumpet, and there followed hail and fire mixed with blood, and these were thrown upon the earth. And then it goes on to 8. The second angel blew his trumpet, and something like a great mountain burning with fire was thrown into the sea. The third angel blew his trumpet, and a great star fell from heaven, blazing like a torch, and it fell on a third of the rivers and on the springs of the water. And then the fourth angel blew his trumpet, and the third of the sun was struck, and the third of the moon, and a third of the stars, and so that a third of their light might be darkened, and the third of their day might be kept from shining, likewise a third of the night. And then it in verse 13 is where I really just want to press for both the Christian, the believer, and then the unbeliever as well, or the non-believer. It says, then I looked, and I heard an eagle crying with a loud voice as it flew directly overhead, saying, woe, woe, woe to those who dwell on the earth at the blast of the other trumpets that the three angels are about to blow. And what the author is saying in this revelation is that woe is it, or great sorrow, or great misery is going to happen for those that are left on this earth, those who put their faith in this world and of anything that's not of Jesus. And obviously the things that the angels were initiating here were terrible things that the Bible speaks about, and Revelation talks all throughout the Bible, or throughout the book, and then other chapters of other books as well talk about how bad the end times are going to be, and then how only the joy of the believer, of the one who knows Christ, can we rest on that and know that when God comes back, He's coming to get us, and He's going to call our name, and we can have eternity with Him. And that's what we want to keep the mindset of, and we want to focus on, not those bad things and the great sorrow and misery is going to come to those who are of the world. But with that, so we definitely have to keep the mindset of that. And during these hard times and during these tribulations and the stuff that's going on earth right now, we have to keep our eyes focused on the kingdom to come in a joyful way. But we also have to keep our urgency within our hearts to let the unbeliever know, or the non-believer. I keep saying unbeliever. I think non-believer sounds better, but the non-believer know Christ and come to know Christ, and to find freedom in Christ, to discover purpose in Christ, and to make a difference in Christ. And so I've talked about it over and over again, and it's really what the Bible is all about. It's about the gospel, and then our call as believers to preach the gospel, to teach people, to disciple others, and for them to make disciples, and them to make disciples, and to continue that. And so there are more lives being changed, and there are more people coming to know Christ, therefore more people awaiting the same joy as the believer, and waiting for our King to return, our Father to return. And so that's what I want to leave you with. Go back and read the rest of the chapter. As any other chapter in Revelation, there's a lot of symbolism, and a lot of times it flies way over my head, and I have to do some commentary and research just to figure out what some of it means. But I just really think that the main thing to focus on is what's to come for the believer, but also to have that urgency to reach the non-believers, and to really just press that gospel now more than ever, because as John wrote on there, there were only 4 that had blown, but the 3 other trumpets are going to be blown soon. And so I'm not going to get into the whole when's the earth going to end, when's Jesus coming back, because only he knows, and I'll be ready when it happens, and I hope you are too. So we love y'all. Stay tuned for the rest of the week, and we'll get these Devos out to you. And just kind of a little sneak peek of what is to hopefully come. We're going to be working on some Christmas songs. Obviously, Christmas music can get a little cliche, but for us believers, it's the best theme and songs of the Christian existence is Christmas songs, the birth of Christ, and just the miracle that he brought with him when he was born. So anyways, we'll talk to you later. Hope you have a great week. See you.